Good afternoon to you viewers and welcome to the show Aside Hot. My name is Ifoma Audio host for this afternoon and I'm being joined in the studio by my co-host in the person of Sharon and Mchuku. Good afternoon, baby girl. How are you doing this afternoon?
I'm very well. Good afternoon.
Good. And why cheaper? What's funny?
I'm just in a good mood.
Oh, I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah.
Alright, let's move straight to the stories making rounds on social media. Now, a family member of a recently kidnapped husband and wife had earlier taken to social media alleging that the well-known activist Gwamnishu diverted money meant for the release of kidnapped victims. He wrote, "This is the face of a thief, Harrison, who stole from the ransom my family labored for 10 days to raise. He was given 20 million plus extra 50,000 naira for poorly counted money he stole from the ransom to free up my sister and the husband. As it stands now, he's on the run." The accusation sparked public outrage, with many Nigerians demanding transparency in fundraising activities, especially in cases involving life and death situation. However, in a swift response, Gwamnishu has come forward to debunk the allegations, calling them false, malicious, and an attempt to tarnish his reputation. Let's take a look.
Gwamnishu. Okay, so I'm being dragged on social media for this very case. I'm being dragged on social media. What happened yesterday? I was invited. Nobody paid me one kobo. I freed our vehicle. We left Asaba on our way going on the Chubo. Our car broke down. Azubike Epoch Taxi in Asaba brought another vehicle for us in Awuchi in on the Chubo. We traveled to Awuchi. Nobody paid us one kobo. I did not discuss money with anybody. We went there on our own to assist because we've been doing that for long and we're succeeding. Yesterday we failed. Now yesterday when I got to Awuchi, I know the people want me to say things I'm not supposed to say because one reason why I went for Awuchi, it failed. Yes, it failed. All right. The two victims that were kidnapped, the husband and wife, the wife was released. Before now, the kidnappers told the family that they're going to release only the wife. Some things happened behind the scene, which I cannot say here. There is no way I can say it. All right. But number one, nobody stole any money from anywhere. Nobody was arrested by the police. Nobody ran away from Edo State. Yesterday, I was threatened. My life was threatened. My team members, Peter, Chidi, our life was threatened. While in DPO's office yesterday, DPO said, "Harrison, drop your car." I said, "You said drop your car." And thank God I dropped that vehicle, because if not, maybe I would have been trade and have happened to me on the way. All right. So I left the vehicle. The vehicle is not my own; it belongs to my colleague. I left the vehicle at the station. Nobody impounded the vehicle. DPO said, "Please keep your vehicle here. I will give you security." DPO Awuchi said this. "If you're going anywhere, I'll give you security. My policemen will go with you anywhere you want to go with." When I know say such promises, sometimes they happen. So this early morning I said, "No, I have to leave. I have to leave Awuchi." Because the family said, since they did not release the man.
Now, that was a video of Harrison coming out to debunk and give accountability of how everything went down concerning the 20 million naira and his vehicle, because according to the accuser, he said that his vehicle is currently in police detention. So this is Harrison coming out to say that it was actually the police that suggested that his vehicle be kept in the police station while they go for the rescue mission. Now, this particular Harrison has gone for a lot of missions, rescue missions to abductors, to people that were abducted in the forest. He has even gone for to recover arms from these terrorists. Now I want us to take a look at the video, and when we get back we'll have more discussion on the topic.
Yeah. Now all of us go drive, go now. All of us, Abiona, I won't go leave us.
No,
coming out.
Okay. Yeah.
Now all of us go drive, go now. All of us, Abiona, I want go leave us.
No. Today is the 1st of December 2025. We are here in the Urodu Benaweti.
Just have a light.
Recounting a few months ago, this particular lady, the video we just watched right now, was kidnapped and at the mercy of her abductors, and they made a video asking for a particular ransom, and Harrison was among those people on top of this particular matter. And we saw weeks later, or rather a few days, she was released, and we've seen videos of even him rescuing, or rather terminating, or them going on a mission where they recovered ammunition from these terrorists. And I'm just going to start with you, Sharon. Now, with somebody that has taken it upon himself to go for this rescue mission and ensure that people are protected, do you think that this particular allegation is kind of something that the public should look into?
I don't think so, honestly. I just think this is a case of when your good deed is being abused and taken advantage of, really. So Harrison is not working for any security apparatus or institution in Nigeria, neither is he employed by the government, right? He is just an individual who took it upon himself to do these things. Now, coming out to say that he stole some money out of the ransom money, and the amount we're hearing is not even a huge sum of money, right? This is a case that has gone to the public. If you want to steal money from people, it is not going to be something that is very public and has the attention of people on it. So if you want to make certain claims, make sure they are smart in the first place. I don't think that is a smart claim, and it just sounds unfair, from what I'm hearing. Just sounds unfair on the part of Harrison.
Now, from Nigerians now are saying that your brother or your brother-in-law is still in the captivity, and your sister is released, and we're talking about people's lives here, and the only thing that this family member, or rather some people, are concerned about is money that was deducted from the ransom money that was supposed to be paid. And we've seen Harrison and a lot of people coming out to debunk that. And so people are saying, how is it that Harrison removed some money from that ransom and they got to release the sister? You see, the story is not really aligning. And according to that same story too, they said the brother, which is this brother-in-law right now, was with Harrison and that money when the whole thing happened. And people are now asking, if he was with the money, how is it that Harrison get to deduct or remove money from the same money? So you could see clearly that it was something somehow that was cooked up to tarnish his image, and it's easy for people to it's very hard for people to build reputations, and very easy to just the reputation to just go down the drain. But do you think that Harrison should file some suits against these allegations?
I don't know. That would have to depend on how big the claims are and how damaging it has been for him, because I just feel like we always say, out of every 12 there will always be a Judas, right? So I think if this is something that he can move away from, he has come out now to make a video to explain himself, right? And he's been able, if he's able to clear the air going forward, then I don't think there will be need to file for divorce. This is a family that's already going through loss and they're grieving, having to have your loved one in the custody of bandits or terrorists is not a fun thing. So I also feel like that pressure, that frustration as well, the fact that they are trying all they can on their own end, but if it didn't give them what they wanted, they still have somebody still in captivity. So I just think there are more sensitive ways to approach this matter so that we are able to achieve what we want at the end of the day.
All right, now to more reactions trailing an old video of the current Minister of State Defense, Bello Matawale, which has resurfaced online and is once again generating conversations about Nigerian security leadership. In the clip recorded during his time as governor of Zamfara State, Matawale is seen attempting to differentiate between terrorists and bandits, arguing that not all terrorists are bandits and not all bandits are terrorists. The statement, which was criticized at the time for being confusing and out of touch with the realities on the ground, is now being revisited by Nigerians who question the rationale behind his subsequent appointment as a defense minister. Feed your eyes.
The same, and you know, it's not all of them are criminal. Not all of them are criminal, because if you know, or maybe if you investigate what is happening or what makes them to take those laws into their hand, some of them sometimes were cheated by so-called Nsakai, and I have to ban completely the Nsakai in my state. The Nsakai is those called vigilante group, who normally went to their settlement, destroy their property and take their animals, you know. So and you know, they doesn't have anyone to speak with. So sometimes they are going for revenge. Like if Ntsake attack them, so they will go for reprisals. So that is what exactly happening. And some of them are living in a settlement where close to a village or town, and they sometimes if there is maybe operation, military operation, the military will go and destroy their properties and their animals. So they are angry with such actions sometimes. So sometimes if you are talking to them, you can understand where they are coming from and you can understand their problems. So it is important we as leaders to sit down with those people to understand what is the genesis first. You can't just, you know, jump and conclude that the person is criminal. You have to listen to him. What makes him to go into that activities? So this is what we do. So they are not all of them. It's not all Fulani are criminals. Some are good citizens, but due to some circumstances, they subscribe to such criminality.
Now, it was quite difficult for me to get to understand what he was trying to say for, you know, some time, for a while. And I watched and rewatched the video to really understand the sense of what he was, the message he was trying to pass across. And I could see clearly that he was trying so hard to defend bandits. He said that not all bandits are terrorists and not all terrorists are bandits. That's the reason why these people are terrorizing communities, is because of the fact that some of them they have land disputes, some of them they destroyed their farms or whatever, and that is why they've called on the government, and the government was unresponsive, and they now took it upon themselves to revenge on communities. And I'm asking, we've had a lot of attacks on the Christians. We've had a lot of attacks on communities. But we don't see those communities kind of reacting. The one that we saw of recent that reacted to a header that destroyed his farm, he was sentenced to life imprisonment or death by hanging. I don't know if I get that sentencing correct. And we're seeing someone coming out to defend these people. Look, but let me just have your take on that, Sharon.
I think it is a shame. I think it's a shame on the government of Nigeria that they claim to be fighting insecurity, right? And already we are seeing the Senate coming out to say that they are on top of things. They want the federal government to find out, to fish the financiers of terrorism in Nigeria and to deal with them appropriately. But then we have the likes of this gentleman we just saw in the video. We have the likes of Gumi as well coming out to make a lot of very interesting statements, saying, oh, we have to find out the reason why the bandits are killing people, to understand where they are coming from, their plight, and not to hurriedly call them criminals. I just think it's a shame on the Nigerian government that we have this publicized and yet nothing is done. But somebody goes and calls the president a criminal and all hell is let loose. I just think it's really sad.
It's really sad. Now, if you're an outsider, you understand or rather interpret this video that we're about to watch. This is a video, I think, by the person of Murtala trying to, you know, explain or expose more on this defense minister, state defense minister. Let's take a look at the video, and when we come back, I'll give more interpretation to the video.
Abubuwan da ni yi magana na faɗi haru dole ni ce shahararren dan ta'addana yana da bindiga ta guda 500 hannu ne jami'an tsaro sun haka shi ni faɗi an kai shi office din lamur da kaca da hannu ne shi wannan karamin ministan tsaro ya buga waya yace an kama yaro ne a sake shi yace da bindiga sama da 500 ina maimaitawa na in ba ku jiya ba ku jiya maganganu na suna nan ni abinda nika cewa duk wanda ka jin an yi mai ƙarya ko an yi ba daidai ba ya kai Murtala Bello kotu in Murtala Bello bai kawo hujja ga magana sai ba a faɗa ma duniya ƙarya ta kai kuma wani kashe kowa ƙarya don haka an ka ce to turu yaron ka ne ko yaro ne bashar yana nan rayu bai mutu ba hoto ne yanzu haka yana can lokacin lamur yana DIG FIB ya zo ya bada hoto ne ya rubuta takarda cewa ya amshi.
Particular video has garnered a lot of reactions on social media, and what this man Murtala is saying here is that I challenge the Minister of Defense Matawale to defend that Haru Dole, a notorious terrorist with over 500 guns, was arrested by security officers, but Matawale made a call that his boy was arrested and ordered for his release. Now, this is what he came out to reveal, and he said he has evidence to back up his claims. Now, what he's saying clearly now is that this what's it called, Bello here, is involved in this insecurity or the worsening insecurity in Nigeria. And I'm just going to ask, because we've seen a video where he was trying to defend them, just like Gumi calling this terrorist his son. Why are so many why is it that Nigerians or Nigerian government are seeing a lot of proof or are seeing a lot of allegations and they've not taken it upon themselves, the security agencies, I'm asking now, have not taken it upon themselves to probe into all these pronouncements or all these allegations? We've seen the likes of Gumi and we are seeing Matawale right now. Why is it that they are yet to be probed into?
Because they don't want to. I think that's just what wraps it up. They don't want to, and because they have a relationship with the people if they are not even part of them themselves. I just think this is a long-standing issue. They see these people every day without them even coming on social media. When they go for their social gatherings, their inner circle, they know who are the people responsible for all of these things. They just refuse to act on it. And I also think it's as a result of you know, the fact that they are all playing politics and they think that the lives of people are collateral, and that's why, just collateral damage, and that's why they think it's okay to continue letting these people get away with what they're doing.
You know, we keep talking about disconnect between the government and the people that they govern. Now, this video that resurfaced online right now is kind of reflecting a misunderstanding of Nigerian security challenges. But I just want to ask now, do you think that this particular video sends a message of, you know, more disconnect between the government and the people that they govern? Do you think it sends more?
If you hear Hausa, you understand, first of all, you need to understand what they're saying. So I think to that particular geographic or demographic of people that do understand, and for them, right, is certain that region. I'm not saying entirely every region, but I'm just saying that majority of these people, as long as it's not affecting them, they won't care. It's just maybe the people that are still Christians in that region that would be concerned. But if you're a Muslim, it's really not going to be your cup of tea.
Anyway, Sha, this goes a long way to show that this government do not actually understand the plight of, the citizens, and it's quite sad and alarming. But let's move over to the next story. Meanwhile, more reactions, trailing comments made by lawyer and political analyst Daniel Bwala during a recent interview where he was asked a rather pointed question. Is it legitimate to call for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's resignation today, given that Tinubu himself once demanded Goodluck's Jonathan's resignation in 2014 over insecurity? Now, Bwala, who served as a spokesperson during the last presidential campaign, defended Tinubu's past stance, insisting that the call for Jonathan's resignation at the time was legitimate because of the scale and severity of the Chibok girls' abduction, which he described as a national tragedy that exposed deep failures within the Jonathan's administration. According to Bwala, the circumstances today are not the same. Let's take a look.
They are calling for Keir Starmer to resign. People in a democratic society have a right to say what they say. But the next thing is, you back it up. If you believe when you are calling for the president to resign, it's a legit call, then begin the process. Otherwise, it will be laziness on the part of government to be concerned about individuals exercising right of expression.
So was it legit then to ask President Goodluck Jonathan to resign?
And I will tell you the distinction.
So that legit then?
No, I will solve the problem of this question.
It's a yes or no question, Mr. Bwala.
I'm coming now. Cambia. In the days of Jonathan, they didn't have an idea of the solution. Why did I say that? They were in denial about the fact that there were Chibok girls kidnapped.
No, Ashwaji Bola Tinubu then asked him to resign in November.
Yes, so what I'm saying...
Months after the abduction. In fact, at that time, they had mercenaries who were clearing out those areas. And I'm sure you're from Borno State, so you're aware of this thing.
Yes.
So it's different.
But do you get what I'm saying?
I was now asking what exactly is legitimacy at this point, but what exactly did Daniel Bwala mean when he describes Tinubu's 2014 call for Jonathan's designation or resignation as legitimate? Because I'm yet to understand it.
He means that it was, a legitimate call and that it was befitting, right? That Goodluck Jonathan deserved to have resigned, or it was befitting for him to have resigned. I think that's where he's coming from. And now when it concerns Tinubu, because that is the government that pays him, it's suddenly not befitting anymore. It's illegitimate to come out and say that he should resign. I just think, like we'd always say, Daniel Bwala, Bayo Onanuga, there are people who speak from the two sides of their mouth. Just because this is your employer, this is the government that pays you, so you'd say anything to make them feel good. And when you catch people red-handed and you have something in your face and you see someone still telling you it's not white, it's black, then that person has issues.
I tell you. Now let's compare 2014, which was when the Chibok girls abduction happened, and now 2025, which we've had a lot of abduction. Let's compare it and let's see if we can actually bring out the one that is more legitimate. And do you think with this legitimacy that Tinubu should resign?
Which legitimacy?
Now, I say let's compare 2014 abduction, because he said that Tinubu's administration, or Tinubu said then that it is right for the government to resign if they can't protect the people that they govern. Now, I want us to compare it with 2025, where we've had a lot of the abductions in Nigeria. We've had the likes of Kwara State, we've had Kebbi State, Plateau, and the rest of them. Now, I just want us to compare which one is more legitimate, if we are to talk about legitimacy here. And then let's just do the comparison and see if that thing he said then in 2014 should stand right now based on the legitimacy. legitimacy?
I think it's the same thing I just said earlier. The fact that he's speaking from the two sides of his mouth and it doesn't carry water, right? Because this is the government that pays him. When you're talking about comparison, these people already know, they know this data. They were there during the Jonathan-led administration. They are still here now, and they know the data. They know the people that have been abducted. We don't know what has happened to the Chibok girls that were abducted since then. Ever since we started hearing abductions, I think it's just the Kwara State and the Kebbi rescue that we've heard. We've not really heard a lot about other rescue missions, and it is only happening recently because the President of the United States came out to threaten to invade these terrorists, and they started sitting up. So I think there really is no legitimacy here.
To be honest, if I'm to say anything, I think if we should talk about the time that demands or where this situation is kind of legitimate, I think it is this particular 2025, because if we were to compare the both incidents, we could see that there is exponential, more like an increase in abductions in Nigeria in this 2025 compared to 2014. So if we were to even say anybody should resign, I think it should be the present administration. And is what we say about karma. Karma is, I wouldn't use that word right now, but the table has turned right now, and you could see that the Daniel Bwala right now is coming to kind of side or protect or advocate for the president or the present administration, which is working for, and I think is kind of double standard, which is not supposed to be so. But let's take a look at the last video for today, which all the way from Norway, we have Father Christmas coming down to Nigeria. He's currently in Nigeria, and he's currently in Benin State to, marry with Nigerians. Let's take a look.
Welcome Father Christmas all the way from Norway. That was the arrival of Father Christmas all the way from Norway, looking jolly, lively, and ready to spread Christmas cheer. As residents eagerly anticipate what he has in store for the people of Benin City.
So much, not to let the cat out of the bag, brought so much goodies all the way from Norway.
From the Benin airport, the EBS crew joined Father Christmas through some of the busiest streets of Benin, where he distributed gifts to children and adults. Along the way, he also visited several schools, bringing excitement and presents to the delighted pupils. Arriving at the EBS headquarters, the Christmas party was already in full swing, an electric atmosphere filled with music, colors, and plenty of fun for families, children, and staff. The managing director of EBS, Sulaima Alede, expressed delight at hosting Father Christmas at the station and encourages parents to bring their children to enjoy the festive activities and receive gifts.
Father Christmas is here. Welcome home. This is your place. So if you're watching, get the children ready to come to EBS. He said he was specifically asked to come to Nigeria because first, these are interesting times for us as a people. We have a government in Edo State that is a people-friendly government, and they said all over not full. They said, look, let's also go and be a part.
All right, just to put it out there that Father Christmas is down in Nigeria, and we are ready to have him in different parts of the state. But Sharon, this is Father Christmas that we're talking now. What about Santa Claus? Because I saw the comment section, so people were saying, oh, this is actually Father Christmas. When is Santa Claus? Santa Claus. Have your take on that?
I just think it's funny. Santa Claus and Father Christmas, there is a distinction, right? Yeah. That is obviously Father Christmas. Santa Claus is the more refined version. It's the posh, tuch version. And anyways, I just think it's like I say, it's the Nigerian thing where people just are very creative, and they would make light out of anything. It is the festive season. It is December. I'm going to be the first to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Oh,
yes, we are in the festive season, and to see that, so shout out to EBS for making this video and for the concept, the creativity. I love it that we are starting to celebrate early, and I think that's amazing.
Yeah, good tidings. It's more celebration this Christmas. And what are your plans for the Christmas? You can drop it on the comment section. But if you're yet to like, comment, and share our videos, this is the right time to do that. You can find us across all social media platforms at Active Citizens, and you can find me on my private page on Facebook at Oji Sophia and on Instagram at Misolex. Sharon, you
can find me at Sharon Inimchuku.
All right. We will see you in the evening for Active Citizens Parliament. Do have a beautiful afternoon.